Are you about to watch this video and you're not liked and subscribed to it? Like the video, please. Just go down. It's right there. It's right there.
I did. I hit it. I hit it. Have you hit it?
Welcome back to Starting
Let's
Nine.
Go.
Episode 267. We've got Mike Clevinger on the podcast today.
Clev.
Very excited. Very excited to have Clev back. One of the coolest fucking things, if you're an OG grounds crew member, you already know. But if you've joined the podcast somewhere along the way, in 2018, when the Indians broke the A's record for every single, 20 straight? So they won 21 that day.
The win streak.
Yeah, they had the longest win streak in baseball history. Clev started that game, got off the mound, and then came on the podcast the day that the Indians broke the streak.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's been that dude from day one since we met him, right? Like, he rolled onto the bus and was just like, "Hey, what's up? You want to hang out for the next fucking 40 minutes or whatever?" He's just that guy. Super down to earth. Great to talk to him. Great to get back to. Great that he's getting back to.
Yeah.
What makes him tick, not what makes him him, but what makes him tick, and that's just grinding. And you can tell, like, he's chomping, man. Like he said, he is chomping. He wants to get back, and so yeah, it was just good to feel his spirit.
Yeah, he's nothing but positive vibes. He is his own vibe in a way.
Oh, no doubt. He got a new finger tat. Didn't even need to ask him about that. Yeah, he is absolutely. That's a good way to put it. He is his own vibe, because there are people out there that are like that, and it's very good. That's why, come on, there's a saying, you dance to the beat of your own drum. Well, he's definitely one of those dudes. He's dancing to the drum. He's beating his own drum. Like, he's doing all of it. He's the full percussion himself.
We love ourselves some Clev. Dallas,
what's up?
I don't think that there's anywhere else.
What?
I don't think that there's anywhere else that we could start this episode.
Then where? What are you talking about? It's August 16th. What are you talking about?
Then you need to address the people. You need to address the people of San Francisco. You need to address the grounds crew.
I've already talked to them.
Everyone who listens to this podcast. You need to say it.
This is something I handled.
This is one of those times.
I made a tweet
where not just you can't just say that you have the balls to do something.
I posted a tweet.
You have to have the balls to speak to the people. Yeah, I need action.
I clarified this yesterday.
And today, as we're recording this podcast, it's August 16th, which means that yesterday was August 15th, which means that the San Francisco Giants came into play with a 4-game lead.
Mm-hmm.
Which also happens to be a 4-game lead on the best record in Major League Baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Dallas, the floor is yours.
As I stated before, okay, let's just be extremely honest about all of this, okay? There was nobody. And when I say nobody, I mean nobody across Major League Baseball that had the San Francisco Giants not only having the best record in baseball, but if that's the case, then probably by default are leading their division. So, again, show of hands of people who had the Giants leading baseball. And the NL West. Okay, now that we've gotten that out of the way, that's not an asshole take by any stretch of the imagination. Like, zero. Many people that cover the Giants team in the Bay Area would agree with me when I said that was just not something that was on the San Francisco Giants radar. Okay? That being said, as we ease into the season and things start to unfold, there's still, because baseball is so long and is such a marathon, there's still no early reason to be swayed. You start getting some performances that are being strung together, like the starting rotation These guys were fucking carving. And that's where you're like, okay, well, you know what? If they can pitch well, then I know what good pitching can do for a club. Good pitching can shut down opposing lineups. I mean, that Dodger team is deep and tough, and so is that Padre team. But maybe the Padres got to answer some of the questions that the Giants had to answer too. Are they going to pitch? Are they like how's that going to look? Well, the Giants continue to quietly answer those questions. Quietly. Because nobody was paying attention to them. Because nobody is thinking that this is going to be the little engine that keeps on going. Well, son of a bitch, it kept on going. Then you got guys like Lamont Wade Jr. Like, that dude has been a dandy.
He's got a hose.
He has been a dandy, let me tell you. And I have quietly watched him just in my opinion, ball out at times. Like, what are you going to say? So when you get little stuff like that continuing to happen, and we've talked at length about the veteran guys that they took flyers on that were producing. I mean, Buster Posey, it doesn't get any better.
He's hitting
than
331 with a 975 OPS.
Doesn't get any better than that. If that's what you're getting at a Buster Posey right now, like Brandon Crawford just played his way into a 2-year extension.
Sure did.
Sake.
This was a dude that they were talking about, like, how do we
like 3 years ago, they're like
the changing of the guard. Like, what are we going to do here?
They're like,
we're
oh
gonna
man,
extend
you know, what's it? Mauricio Luciano,
Dubon.
is that his name?
Mauricio Dubon.
Mauricio Dubon, not Luciano. I just combined two rookies' names there is what I did. But yeah, and they're like, you know, the power for Crawford gone. Like, it's just, and well, like none of that is even close to playing out the way that, again, not only me, but many people that cover the team and covered the team. I don't want to say we're expecting, but weren't expecting the production. They were expecting the aging veterans to kind of maybe be the storyline, and hopefully that was going to be addressed. Well, they addressed it. Mm-hmm. They, being the veterans, said, no, we're not done. We're not even fucking close to being done. Let's go. So it is, at this point, there's nothing that I could say that is going to I'm not trying to remedy or walk away from what I said. I said what I said. And it took these types of performances from these guys for this to be the case. And it's been sustained up until this point. And that's everything that I asked was, health-wise, can they battle it? Well, they've had some guys hit the IL, but they've held water, right? Longo hits the injured list. What do?
They go out and get Chris Bryant, Dallas.
Wow. Well, that's what happens when you got a front office that's got a genius in it like Farhan Zaidi and a fucking pocketbook that he can write checks with, Jared. That's what happens. So, again, it was never lost on me that they would be in a position to do this. Would they? Based on where they were going to be at? Well, if Farhan Zaidi is anything like the front office that he comes from, which is the A's.
Boy. All right.
I know what message
he's
going to be sending.
To tie the A's back in here.
Mm-hmm.
But in fairness, I mean, it's not. They're not in first place because they made the additions at the trade deadline. They've just been in first place all fucking year. It's good that they did that because we've seen some other teams be in first place and then not do much at the deadline, and we've seen what can happen after that. But
that's tough.
With the San Francisco Giants, this team has found ways to win with their veterans, with some new blood, with some scrap heap free agent additions, and then going out at the trade deadline and making one of the biggest moves that was made at the deadline.
Are you referring to Chris Bryant as a scrap heap addition?
Well, he wasn't a free agent, so no.
Or who'd you say? What'd you say? Scrap heap?
I mean, no one was. Like, Alex Wood has been amazing for them, and no one. I mean, the market for him wasn't like it wasn't booming by any means. I think he got guys, 1 year, $3 million.
Well, that's what I'm talking. Like So when I started this whole shtick here, That's who I refer to as the flyer guys. Those are the flyer guys, the guys that you're going, we'll sign them up, and we'll sign them up because based on what we think they might be able to do, should X, Y, and Z fall into place, and this be like, that's what a flyer guy is, and that's exactly what happened. Those dudes performed.
They have performed, Dallas, haven't they?
They sure have. They sure have. But you know what?
What?
You think it's sustainable down the stretch here, Jay?
Oh. Are you going to go there?
Do you think it's sustainable down the stretch? What's today?
Today is August 16th. We're on the right side of August 15th now. 4-game lead. Dodgers are playing really well right now, but the Giants just continue to do it.
How about this? This is what like things look much differently because the Giants, I believe, along with the Dodgers, have won like either 6 out of their last 7 or 7 of their last 8, something like that. So when you do that, you typically make up a couple games. You typically gain some ground. Like even minimum, you usually pick up 2 games. Not here. Not for the Dodgers. That has not been the case. They've picked up 1 game over their last 7 or 8 games that they've won.
It's great.
Having won 7 of 8.
Yeah, they've won 8 of 10, but
8
so
of 10.
have the Giants.
Talk about like if you're the Dodgers, you're just sitting there going, "Fucking really? Come on!" Like you're looking at the out-of-town scoreboard every night. You're in the 7th or 8th inning. You've got the lead, and you're looking at the fucking Giants. You're watching them come back late in ball games, like halfway through your game. You're like, "Oh, okay, all right, today's the day." Like we gained a fucking game, but nope, no, didn't happen. What happened? I don't know. Lamont Wade Jr. came up and hit a ball into the fucking ocean, and now they're winning again. I don't know.
I mean, the Giants are almost playing 700 ball at home.
It's been
they're
ridiculous.
40-18 at home.
It's been ridiculous.
That has to be the best home record in baseball. Yeah, it is. Yeah. 40-18 at home.
Yeah, it's pretty stupid.
Good for them.
They just get they just got Brandon Belt back, right? He just came off.
Yep.
He just came off the IL.
Mm-hmm.
Long goes back. What DeSclafani hit the IL, right?
He did.
Shoulder. So that leaves a rotation of what? Gausman, Cueto. No, is Cueto on the IL?
I think he is, yeah.
Yeah, Cueto's on the IL. So now it's down to Gausman, Woody, Logan Webb. Is that right? Who else is fucking starting ball games?
Who else is starting ball games for this fucking team? Gausman goes today.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm. But it's Gausman, Woody, and Webb. And I'm.
Sam Long.
Yeah, the lefty, Sam Long. He's the lefty, right? Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, well, yeah. So credit. I mean, again, obviously, if you're listening to this, you understand. You understand what's been going on here. I'd love to be able to pull for the Giants, them having been my childhood team, but my dedication is to house green and gold, and I can't do that. So I, from afar, watch the San Francisco Giants. You know what Tyler Rogers.
Yeah.
That son of a bitch.
What about him?
Nothing. It's just fun. It's just fun to watch him. It's fun to watch him fling that shit up there. Because it's, it's rising frisbees. And, like, if every bullpen had a Tyler Rogers, it feels like every bullpen would be that much better. Not obviously because, we'll plug Tyler Rogers in. He makes you better. Like, I feel like other guys around him just get better because the hitters have to see him, and they're like, that fucks me up. Like I don't know. I feel like he has like a trickle effect.
The whip is low. The ERA is sub-2. Not a ton of strikeouts, but the guy gets outs.
No, yeah, it's just funky. Their whole bullpen, dude. Their whole bullpen's been fairly decent.
Do you have anything you want to say about them moving forward, or?
You know what, Jared?
What's that?
Is it crazy?
Oh boy.
We've got breaking news.
Yeah, it is breaking news, but it's not that exciting. It can wait until after this.
We've got breaking news, Jared.
It would have been exciting. Like this would have been like I would have stopped you in your tracks if it was 2015, but it's not. It's 2021.
We've got breaking news. Yeah, I don't know. What do you? I feel like you're trying to. I feel like you're trying to lead me down a road here.
I'm not trying to lead you down. I'm actually trying to lead you away from the road that I feel like you want to go down. I'm trying to lead you away from saying that the Giants won't finish the season in first place.
I mean, because what happens if they don't?
Oh,
and
boy.
and I in the middle of August decide to jump off my ship. What kind of?
Let me just ask you this question then.
Oh, okay.
What has to happen for that to happen? Like if they've already experienced injuries and the roster is constructed the way that it is, I mean,
Right.
we're in mid-August. Like some of these guys just are who they are. Like you can have a hot first month, you can have a hot first half. We got like what 40 games left. We've already played about $120. I mean, like they are who they are now. So what has to happen? I mean, it's not like the Dodgers have underperformed either. They've got like a fucking plus 200 run differential. It's not like they haven't been great. They have been. The Dodgers have been great. The Giants have just found a way. They've found a way. Like I'm not even going to sit here and tell you that the Giants have a better team than the Dodgers. Like on paper, they don't. But
so would you say this on paper? Where do you rank this team on paper in that division?
Second.
Where do you rank that team?
Second.
You've got them on paper better than the San Diego Padres?
Yeah.
Interesting. Coming into this season, for you, it was...
No, I wouldn't have had that coming into the season.
Okay, well, so then what changes?
Seeing them perform. I'm not saying like the names.
7-game series, you're taking the San Francisco Giants over the San Diego Padres.
Yep.
Like
after seeing what I've seen this year.
Well, it feels like you were applying like two different logics.
Well, because on paper, I think
using two different teams.
Well, I'm talking about it in terms of today versus before the season started. Before the season started, no, I would not have put the Giants above the Padres.
So as of right now, a Dodgers rotation without Clayton Kershaw and obviously without...
But he'll be back.
He will be back, but on paper right now he's not there.
But they wouldn't play a 7-game series right now.
They've only got... See what I mean? You're using two... no.
Well, here's what I'm saying.
Moving on because you're a baby back bitch.
No, I'm saying... You want me to say if they had a 7-game series in mid-August? Why would they do that?
No, I want you to tell me that you genuinely, honestly believe that the San Francisco Giants, on paper, applying the same logic that gets the Dodgers being better than everybody that you're using, to tell me that they're the second best team. And I don't think you honestly believe that. I think, which is, and this part is okay to say, but you know what? If I knew then that the Dodgers, or if I knew then that the Giants were going to play like this, how they're playing right now, then yeah, I would be and that's fair because I would want to do that too. But that's just not what we can do. So what we can settle on is that if the Dodgers continue to play baseball the way they are, and the Giants continue to be the team of destiny that it appears they very well may be, for reasons of being able to battle through the injuries and still just get guys up. Because it's not even like it's that next man up thing that's happening. It's just like they're just winning baseball games. And at times it feels like who they come back 2 nights in a row against, just devastating.
The Brewers.
What's that?
The Brewers.
I mean, just devastating. And it's like, you're not even supposed to win those ball games. They're winning ball games like that.
Yeah, I know.
And
in those games, it's not even that they like came back against the Brewers. Like the Brewers also came back. They like changed leads 4 fucking times in extra innings, and they still won.
Well, and one game they were down fucking 7 runs or whatever in the 8th inning, or I mean, just
that was a tough series for the Crew, but we moved on and we're fine.
It's insanity. So, I mean, because straight up, let's say this stretch for these two clubs that are both what, like you said, 8-2 over their last 10.
Yep.
2 games go the other way for the Giants, and we're sitting at just a 2-game separation here. Do I sound like an asshole at all for telling you that the Dodgers are now threatening the Giants for the division? Like, how do you look at me and tell me
I think it's
that
always
a team?
a threat.
What's that?
I think that there's still a threat 4 games back. Like they're
So
one of
do
those
I.
teams that
Which is why I'm not ready to tell you that the Giants are going to win the fucking division.
And right now, if you look at the schedules,
Like them going to the playoffs, which is what I said, which is what I absolutely unequivocally stated. No, I absolutely unequivocally stated that the Giants would not be in first place come August 15th. Well, I lost that one. Absolutely did. Whether or not they win the division still remains to be seen. I still think that the Dodgers present a very, very real threat. Now, the Mookie hip stuff, we'll see.
Yeah, I mean you might be wearing it real soon because we've got just looking at the schedules upcoming. The Dodgers today begin a series with the Pittsburgh Pirates, which they should obviously sweep, and the Giants have a 3-game set with the Mets that runs through Wednesday, and then after that, starting on
how about
Friday,
this? The next 13 games or 12 games or whatever it is for the Mets go like this: Giants, Dodgers, Giants, Dodgers.
No.
Oh yeah, that's who the Mets play for the next fucking 2.5 weeks. Is the Giants and the Dodgers. So it's basically who can beat the shit out of the Mets more between the Giants and the Dodgers. The Mets are just like a little ball of catnip, and you've got 2 alley cats in the Dodgers and the Giants that are just batting shit all around. That's what they're going to be trying to do. And so whoever can send that fucking ball of catnip flying the farthest, / whoever can win more games against the Mets.
Oh,
there you go.
Man. That sucks for the Mets big time.
I mean, Mets fans, hang with them. You want to talk about running a gauntlet through the last 2 weeks of the month of August? Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Some snuff porn shit. Today's also the...
Who did the Mets piss off?
Yeah.
My God.
The Mets have a negative 25 run differential, by the way.
Yeah, it ain't getting better here soon.
They have the 4th best run differential in the division. They're a game above 500. Bad. The Atlanta Braves, though, coming into play today, they're alone in first place for the first time all year. They're a plus 72. And I told you, when the Phillies won 8 straight and the Mets fell out of first place, I was like, no one's talking about the Braves right now. Why isn't anyone talking about the Braves? That's the team that's going to win the fucking division. And here they are, alone in first place for the first time all fucking year, entering play on Monday. But I did want to talk about this schedule a little bit because these two teams do meet again. The Dodgers and the Giants, they see each other that first week of September. Mm-hmm. They've got 3 games in San Francisco where, again, the Giants have far and away the best home record in baseball, not just the National League. And I believe that's the last time that they see each other. It is. Yes. Okay. So that series right there, the first week of September, it is September 3rd, 4th, and 5th in San Francisco. And, I mean, do you think that by the time we get there, 2-3 weeks from now, that the Dodgers will have a chance, at least have a chance. Will they be within 3 games at the start of that
Like, will they have
series?
made up a game by then? I would like to think so. Yeah.
Well, they can make up a game and still lose it before that series starts. I'm asking you, Dallas Braden.
Right.
At
No,
the
idea
start of
is-
this
the
3-game
idea-
set,
you can. I understand.
are the Dodgers within 3 games? Yes or no? Do you have the fucking balls to say that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Jared, I might have some things to say when it comes time for final thoughts.
Oh.
All right? I may be just circling back to this carcass. Don't
Okay.
you? Don't you worry.
Okay.
Don't you worry. There's just too much meat on this bone right now for me to go, yeah, Giants are taking this to the house.
I'm not. Like I said before, I am not asking you to do that. I don't want you to do that.
Because what what would be heartbreaking
What's that?
is for all of this to happen for the San Francisco Giants and eventually slide out of this top spot, be faced with that wild card, play those games, and not – I mean, you don't want to see that. You do not want to see that.
You don't.
You would hate to see that.
You would hate to see that after how their season has gone. You would.
That would be tough because Giants fans, as they sit right now, have used me to essentially grow this idea that they are a powerhouse that just cannot be derailed. And hey, I'm not arguing with a first place team. That's not what I'm doing. I'm just asking Giants fans, do they believe?
I know what you're trying to do here. I know that you're trying to make Giants fans second guess their confidence in their team. I don't think it's going to waver. I don't think it's going to waver.
Oh, no, Jared, trust me. These are the none of these people had their team in this spot at this point in time at the beginning of the year.
No.
And that's okay.
That's okay.
I just don't need them acting like they had their team winning 98 ball games this year. I don't need that. I don't need that. I've been a man of integrity. I have faced the music. Be a fan of integrity. And just tell me that you're enjoying the ride. I can accept that. Mm-hmm. But to sit here and tell me that you knew that this, stop it. Stop it right now.
Okay. We'll
That's
see
all
what
I have to
happens.
say.
All right. We'll revisit this. But today is actually National Rum Day.
Sure is.
And to celebrate, our partner Gosling's Rum has introduced the Endless Summer Pina Colada Cocktail Kit. This lighter take on the classic pina colada brings in tropical flavors of lemongrass combined with the bold complexity of Bermuda's own Gosling's Black Seal rum. With each sip, be transported to an island paradise where summer never ends.
Oh, wow.
You can have everything you need to mix up 16 of these craft cocktails delivered right to your front door by ordering on cocktailcourier.com.
16 of them?
16.
Oh, it's a party.
This limited time offer is only available for August, which we've only got a few weeks of that left. Use the promo code RUMDAY.
RUMDAY.
RUMM as in May. Rum Day for free ground shipping. Don't wait. Promo code RUMDAY for free ground shipping on our Gosling's Endless Summer Pina Colada Kit on cocktailcourier.com.
You want to go over that again? Rum Day?
I had to search for a word that began with M, and it took me a while. I didn't want to say Massachusetts. Like whenever like you're on the phone and you've got to be like a B as in boy, Carrabis, Carrab, B as in boy, S as in Sam.
Gotcha.
It's like, well, M is usually Massachusetts, but I'm trying to
Mike.
not
Mike is what you would go with. Mike.
Maybe.
Call sign Mike.
Fernando Tatis Jr., literally every single time that he comes back from
He
the
just
injured
hits
list.
2 homers.
Yeah, just to stay in shape.
So the Padres got a new right fielder.
Yeah,
I mean,
I feel like we were.
I said this. I absolutely said this. Absolutely. It's a big boy. It's a big boy in that spot. I made the comparison to A-Rod very early on. Cal Ripken very early on. These dudes are 6'4", playing that position. Not saying he can't do it at all. He has proved he can play the position. That's not a question. The toll that it takes on the body is something that you have to consider, which is why with his injury that he has specifically, I started to think to myself, well, they realized that, I mean, this is his left shoulder, so it's his glove hand.
Yep.
When you lay out for a baseball,
Yeah.
like that shoulder hits the ground and jars. That joint hits the ground and jars. And if that joint isn't stable, that could be a cause for concern. So it's one thing for Fernando Tatis Jr. to be going up above the wall and elevating and robbing homers, glove side,
Running into the wall.
What's that?
Running into the wall.
Well, so that's where I was getting is
Yeah.
that's one thing to go up and above the wall. It's another thing to make a catch running into the wall. Even if he catches it and shoulders into the wall, because there's been issues with that joint, that's not just a way of slowing him down. That might be for everybody else, but a guy like him, a guy like Cody Bellinger, like Cody Bellinger can't celebrate a certain way, can't do shit to a certain extent, so his arm doesn't fall off. All right? I've been there. I know exactly what that's like. I mean, shit, Field of Dreams game. I'm out in left field playing catch early on in the game. Arm out of my fucking socket. Like, you just, it's not ideal. It's not ideal. And so when they made the move out there, that was the first thing I thought is this dude lays out for shit. This dude sells out and makes ridiculous plays. You think he's not going to do that out in the outfield? It's like, I don't know, man. Now you're putting a stallion out in a wide open field and letting him run wild and then asking him, but when you see that ball, like, could you reel it in? Could you chop your steps? Like, you're going to ask Fernando Tatis Jr. basically the same thing that you've asked Mike Trout, which is, hey, we know what you might be able to do defensively, but we want you to kind of cap it at a certain level because what you mean to us offensively is far greater than anything we feel like you could do defensively for us.
Also, Tatis is on the record as saying that he doesn't give a fuck. Like, because all this stuff, the concern about the shoulder, playing defense in the outfield, I mean, what about on the bases? This dude doesn't give a fuck. He's going to play the game hard every day. He's going to ride it till the wheels fall off. If he gets hurt, he gets hurt. He's going to come back after the injury and just continue to do what he does. But he has said on the record that there have been conversations about how hard he plays the game and to reel it in a little bit. And hey, Fernando, it's it's February 23rd. Maybe reel it in a little bit. He doesn't care. He's not. I feel like and maybe that's because he's still young.
Yes.
And maybe when he gets to 26, 27, he'll maybe be like, shit, man, I really can't. If I want to continue to play, like, I don't want to put it into the universe, but like, would it take a significant injury for him to be like, fuck, I do need to reel it in because I want to continue to play and I want to live up to this contract and I want to win a championship and I want to play in front of these fans. And if you do have a significant injury where it does require a surgery, to this point, all of his injuries, he's sat out for a little bit. He's come back and he's hit homers.
You're trying to avoid the Rick Vaughn evolution. When you go from Wild Thing to Rick Vaughn, where I got to worry about my career and I'm pacing myself, and I got a career to consider. What the fuck? Get out of here, Wild Thing. That's not who you are. And Tatis, and just like you don't want to make that decision. That's a decision though that ultimately gets made because you start to realize there's going to be a day internally where you just feel like, you know what, I'm not going to be able to do that any longer if I continue to do it this way. I'm going to have to switch some things up. And right now, he doesn't want to sacrifice anything because his game is so explosive in all facets. To reel it in would be taking a huge part of what he does away from him, which is just react. Just go be you. Go be an athlete that you are. That's tough to take away.
It is. And like I said, I think it's going to take something like that happening where Tatis has to have a moment with himself being like, I can't do this forever. I can't play like this forever. I am talented enough to still be incredibly productive without having to be so reckless with my body. And he'll get there eventually. I mean, it's not a sustainable style of play. It's exciting. I love it. You know, I wish everyone could play that hard and have reckless abandonment for their well-being. But a guy like that who plays for an organization that has made a significant investment in him long-term, essentially for the next, the majority of his playing career, eventually he will have to have that come to Jesus moment where he doesn't play as hard. But playing in the outfield, I think, for whatever reason, I kind of figured that it would come to this, and not necessarily as I haven't seen anyone use this word, but I'm sure it is being used somewhere. Demotion, like he got demoted to the outfield. That's not how I view it at all, and I'm sure there's a lot of people listening that don't feel that way either. I just feel like he projects that way. Like he has outgrown the shortstop position to where he could be better used as an outfielder.
This is what happens. Not this move, but and maybe it's the Padres, because who's going to play shortstop now for them every day?
I think they're kind of figuring that out as they go,
and that's why Tatis Jr. has been there, because he's the best athlete on the team that can fill that role. Right?
I mean, Jake Cronenworth has sort of proven that he's that middle infielder. Like, I can play up the middle. Like, I don't have a defined position where it's like, I am athletic enough to where if you ask me, can I be your everyday shortstop? The answer is going to be yes. And will we have a large enough sample to definitively determine if that's going to work out or not? Is 40 games enough to see, like, is this the guy?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's necessarily this the guy, but this is what happens. This is why you go and get Frage.
Yeah.
Because now you plug him at second base, and you're good to go. You could put Cronenworth over there at shortstop, and you're good to go.
Yeah. Is there anything in you that wants to see Machado move back to shortstop?
Oh, man. I feel like Manny, he's
just so good at third base.
Well, what I was going to say is what he is capable of, and this was the same thing with Matt Chapman at third base, and I'm sure for Nolan Arenado at third base. What they're capable of doing over there really kind of helps out the shortstop. And so moving Manny over there would really be taking away from, I think, the whole picture. Allowing Manny to stay at third and cover the ground he does and do what he does helps Cronenworth be able to patrol a certain range where he doesn't have to be this wow superstar factor over in that spot. He can just play sound fundamental baseball, and that's going to be good enough.
Do you think putting Machado at shortstop would come off as a panic move?
No, I think it could be viewed as, well, we know he can do this, so why wouldn't we do this initially? And I think people would understand, because people would say, because what's it going to take? A game for one error to get made at shortstop It doesn't matter who it's made by, and people are going to go, well, they got a fucking shortstop playing third base. Why don't they slide Manny over there? Like that's how the fan base thinks. That's how fans think. So I would understand that, but that's just not, again, that leads me back to, no, what Manny can do for you at third base alleviates some pressure on the guys that would be playing next to him to his left, and that is better for the team, I promise you.
So you like Cronenworth there?
Yeah.
Okay. I do too. I mean, I like Tatis in the outfield. I like Machado in the outfield. He's basically their half third baseman, half right fielder.
And that's what happens when you have that kind of arm, is you can stick him out there. Yeah. That's the only thing, like when you wonder why he is out where he's at and other guys aren't, that's the answer.
Yeah. Is
Manny Machado has the arm to go play. Because realistically, if you think about this, Jared, what's the difference between a right fielder playing a 2-hop single as a do-or-die play and coming up firing to first base, and Manny Machado standing where he's standing, fielding the ball, and then throwing it into first base? Like, if that outfielder would be taking 2 or 3 of those steps based on where he's standing in conjunction to where Manny's lined up, he's probably maybe a foot or so away from where Manny would be standing when that outfielder would let that ball go to make a play on a average single to first base. Yeah. Except for Manny's already standing there, and he's like, yeah, well, I'll just cut it off a little early and still make the fucking throw.
Yeah. Has Manny Machado played outfield for shits and gigs at the big league level before?
Probably.
Let's see.
Center field?
He hasn't.
No?
Third base, shortstop.
Just like DH. I see like him and AJ switching at some point in time.
Yeah. I think they got to let him do it at least once.
Because Adam Jones came up an infielder.
Yeah. I mean, wasn't Tatis originally an outfielder?
With the White Sox?
Yeah, wasn't he like a center field? Because that was one of the things that when he first got traded to San Diego, the discussion was, when he was like a prospect, like, what are we going to do with him? Is he going to be a center fielder, or is he going to be a shortstop? And he was like, I'll do whatever you want.
Just give me the ball, coach.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Tatis, like, that was a discussion before he became Fernando Tatis Jr., the fucking face of baseball, was this guy could be a shortstop, he could be a center fielder. But now everyone wants to make the fact that there are people out there, I get Dodger fans, whatever, you want to shit on Tatis because he's basically like the Derek Jeter to Red Sox fans, but anyone else that anytime you want to talk about Tatis as a player and you immediately go to his defense, like the errors that he has at shortstop, you're just being a fucking hater. Like, the dude is
just looking for an area to focus in on.
Yeah, sure. It's like, okay, so we will put him in right field and suck on that. How many errors do you think most of the errors that he makes are because he gets the balls that other shortstops wouldn't, and then makes like a shitty throw because he's got to hurry up because he got to a ball that he shouldn't have gotten to, and then had to rush a throw or something like that. But I can't see him being anywhere close to a defensive liability in right field.
No, not at all.
If anything, like, it's going to only strap a rocket to his wins above replacement.
Well, it's going to help. I mean, well, again, wins that also has to do with who's on his team.
It has to do with the defensive position that he plays.
Well,
you're going to get sucked off more by wins above replacement if you're a center fielder compared to if you're a right fielder.
Yeah, well, that's why I said it also depends on, your roster.
Yeah.
In a very small way, though, impacts that as well.
Yep.
But
Tyler Gilbert threw
buddy.
A goddamn no-hitter in his first major league start.
Unbelievable. This is And this is what I said on Morningwood. The night before your first big league start, there are so many things flying through your head. You're worried about tickets, a pass list, your mom and dad, whoever's going to be there, like family, friends. Like I said, like for me, it was like I think I legitimately forgot to eat dinner. Like I'm in the hotel room, like fuck, have I eaten dinner? What the fuck am I doing here right now? Like how do I do this? Like, what, there's no room service in the Red Roof Inn in Tacoma. Like how do I go about this? And then you get to the ballpark. You're seeing your jersey for the first time, like in a real setting, not in spring training. Like that's my real jersey. This game really counts. Oh shit! But you have these personal goals, and I've said this many times. Every starting pitcher that takes the mound today, as you're listening this, every one of them, their goal is to go out today and throw a perfect game, and from there it's to throw a no-hitter and a CG shut piece after that, and then just a complete game, and then a win. Like just the list gets whittled away, but that's always your goal, to go out and absolutely dominate. And you want to do it in your first outing because you're trying to make an impact. You're trying to make an impression. Look, this is who you've got, right? This Rule 5 kid that a month ago or that a year ago was working with his dad as an electrician to pay bills is getting his first big league start against a pretty damn good lineup. And what's he do? He goes out and spins a no-hitter. Like that is absolute fairy tale shit right there. Baseball doesn't get any more romantic than that. Oddly enough, 3 walks, all to the same dude. That's crazy. He walks Tommy Pham all 3 times. Like, nah, we good, Pham.
Who also
all
made
3.
the last out.
All 3 times. His dad was in the stands, just losing his mind. I'm always here for the family reactions. Just pumped up, weeping afterwards. Fucking outstanding. What do you have? 5 punch-outs?
Yeah.
I think he had 5 punchies.
And you get plenty of the fucking dad reactions. Does Caprillian's dad go to every fucking game?
Yeah.
I feel like he's at every game.
Dougie rolls. Dougie rolls, absolutely. But yeah, for Tyler Gilbert, and it's almost like, well, fuck, where do we go from here? That's why I sent out the tweet, like, man, game's just too easy for some of us. Like, seriously. Like, you go, like, and I jokingly said, if I'm him, I go up to Mad Bum the next day, just lean up on the rail. Like, hey, so when did you know, like during your no hitter? Was it around the like 6th or the 7th? Oh, that's right. Yeah. It's cute, Mad Bum. That's cute. I don't know if you saw what I did yesterday. You know, first start like ever at the big, yeah,
ever.
No, I mean. But I went 9, like mine counted. But yeah, no, I've heard of your work. I'm a fan of your work too. But yeah, so if you need me, Bad Bum, like that's epic shit, epic shit. There's no better dig me day going in the big leagues than today, or 2 days ago. Yesterday.
2 days ago, yeah. Good for him. Happy for him. Also, good for the Atlanta Braves. They swept the Washington Nationals. Remember when we did that segment where we went through the entire Atlanta Braves schedule and looked at all the times that they got to 500 and lost? It was like 5 or 6 times that they got to 500 and then lost. They hadn't gotten above 500 since August 5th. August 5th was their first day with a winning record this season. Since August 5th, the Braves have won 8 of 10. It's not a huge sample, but best record in baseball. They won 8 of 10. As we said earlier, this is their first day alone in first place. They complete the sweep of the Washington Nationals. Fucking Dansby Swanson. He goes 7 for 14, scores 5 runs, hits 4 bombs, drives in 9 in that sweep. And basically, offensively, what we're talking about here, Dansby Swanson and Austin Riley. In that stretch since the Braves had a winning record on August 5th, you've got Dansby Swanson hitting .375 with an 1159 OPS. You've got Austin Riley hitting .310 with a .929 OPS. Freddie Freeman, a modest .286 with a .730 OPS. Ozzie Albies hitting .244 with a .999 OPS. I know he hit a homer in 4 straight. Adam Duvall, .222 but with an .845 OPS.
Jared, these boys are banging the baseball. That's the take-home message.
What does the Braves lineup do, Dallas?
The baseball.
What does the Braves lineup do?
We're going to have 5 players who are going to hit 25 plus.
What does the Braves lineup do?
They fuck. They absolutely fuck. That's what they do. They are some fornicating young men.
They really do. Ozzie Albies. By the way, I love that he searches his name on Twitter. I tweeted like
just pulled 2 Ozzie Albies rookie cards last night.
There you go. Tops.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Shout out Tops. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. Well, say this and then I got to tell you a story.
Okay. Ozzie Albies. I think I tweeted something like he's got a lot of pop for like a little dude. He liked the tweet. Didn't tag him. That could have been a fuck you like or like a fist bump like. But I do appreciate it. Regardless.
I gotta believe it's a fist bump like.
Yeah. I know he's. He knows he's not the biggest guy. We'll get to that Dallas story in a second because today's podcast is sponsored by SeatGeek. We've worked with SeatGeek for a long time. We're excited to be working with them again for the 2021 Major League Baseball season. Live events are here. More importantly, baseball's here. Our friends at SeatGeek, they've got all the tickets for every single baseball game that you want to go to, whether it's baseball, football, concerts, or more. SeatGeek puts tickets from all over the web in one place to make buying simple. SeatGeek rates every ticket from 0 to 10 to make sure you're getting a good deal. Green means good, red means bad. I just used SeatGeek yesterday. State Street Pavilion, front row, almost got a foul ball.
Oh.
It was like 5 feet to my left. But it was probably, that your brain thinks you've got a shot when you stand up and don't care about the safety of your cell phone. Like, I reacted to the point where, like, my cell phone hit the concrete. Like, and then, like, I've got I'm not like one of those fans that fucking goes to one game a year or once every 5 years and you jump up for a ball that's in your general vicinity. If I jump up and get ready to make a play, like, that's how fucking close it was, but I didn't get it. We've got a deal for you. Use the promo code STARTING for $20 off your first order. That is $20 off with the promo code STARTING. Just download the SeatGeek app, click the Me tab, and enter the promo code STARTING. Before we get to this Mike Clevinger interview, what was the story, Dallas?
Long story short, I pulled a card, and I don't even want to. I pulled a card yesterday. No, you know what? I can't tell it. I'm not going to tell it because I'm hoping and praying. I've got my fingers crossed, and I'm hoping and praying. So I'll let you get us to the Clevinger interview, and maybe I'll tell it at the very end. But I'm not in position right now.
That is a tease of all teases. If you're watching this on the Starting 9 YouTube channel, we don't have the video for this interview. He was on a damn mountain.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry. We apologize, but we still have the interview in audio form. If you're listening on the podcast, it doesn't really matter because you can't see us anyway. But if you're watching on the YouTube channel, we actually we don't have the video. We're sorry, but
so I just want you to imagine what it looks like.
Yeah.
All right.
Just picture it in your head.
Put your thinking caps on. Mike Clevinger.
Mike Clevinger. Enjoy. All right, we're here with Mike Clevinger of the San Diego Padres, formerly of the Cleveland Indians. That was the last time that you were on. You've been on with us twice before, both as an Indian, first time as a Padre. You are currently atop Camelback Mountain, shirtless. For all the people at home that want to see that is quite the scene. Dallas, now you can ask your question.
Yeah, go ahead.
No. I just first, I mean, I don't know if we're going to be able to use the audio prior, but I've been trying to show this guy, Clev. I've been trying to show Carrabis what he's missing out on, and you sitting atop Camelback, nipples firmly on point. That's something we not only do for, hey, you got to break away, you got to get away. It helps melt a lot of the shit going on in the world just right away. But it helps physically, right? Can you can you just describe what it's like to start that journey at the bottom of that mountain and then eventually get to the top? What it does for you?
Oh, I mean, proves a lot to yourself, because there's like 3 different points where you think you're at the top, and then it's just like a whole nother hill of rocks. So, but no, it's definitely a lot of quit that wants to come out of you before you get to the top. That's for sure.
I feel like that would just be such a bad time for me. Like I'm not gonna knock it for anyone that loves it, but I feel like I would just have the worst time trying to do Camelback.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a great time getting to the top. It's not like that's not the fun part. At the top's the fun part.
So it's been a while since I mean, on the podcast, I literally just saw you like 2 weeks ago. Which, by the way, I was in an elevator with Mike Clevinger and David Ortiz, and David Ortiz just goes up to Clev's dog, starts petting the dog, and then we get out of the elevator. I was like, Poppy, do you know who that was? And he was like, no. I was like, that's Mike Clevinger. He's on the Padres. He probably faced him with the Indians. He's like, oh, for real? Like, he's just in his own world. But I looked up the stats before this interview.
I was in the
him.
bullpen for his last game.
Yeah. You didn't get to face him in
I didn't
in the
get
playoffs.
to face him, no.
Yeah, you didn't get to pitch in the 16 playoffs until the ALCS, I don't think.
Right. Yeah, it wasn't until the Blue Jays.
Yeah. So I did get to see you 2 weeks ago, but it's been a while since we've been able to actually catch up in terms of where you're at. Like, how close are we to a return now?
This is my last week at 90 feet. So I'm at like 3 sets of 20 throws at 90 feet. And then start progressing. Then I go to 2 weeks at 105 feet, then 2 weeks at 120 feet, then I'm on a mound. So I'm like almost a month away from touching a mound, which is really exciting.
Yeah. How excited are you though? I mean, like, it's
dude,
like,
I already feel like I could fucking throw a baseball through this mountain right now. So really excited to get on the mound, dude. I've been doing nothing but training.
Fuck yeah. Talk about trying to reel that in. Like, how tough is that to reel in? Because we hear, like, you're feeling good. You got to reel it in. You got to give yourself another week, because it's not only is that part of the mental
it's all about like everyone has to keep reminding me. It's like not about how you're feeling today. It's how you're going to feel tomorrow. So I mean, it's good to have the restraints, but it's also, I mean, really positive that I feel like I can do this right now. I remember my first go around with this process. Like, the last thing I thought I could do was throw a ball like through a wall. Like, it took a while for me to feel that way, and this has been like, I mean, knock on wood, but like, I mean, the most smooth process I think it could ever possibly be. Like, I haven't even got sore yet. Knock on wood. Again, way too superstitious for that shit.
Right.
But
so I mean, when you have that much time away from the game, to get to the professional level, you essentially have to dedicate every waking moment to getting to a point where you're considered one of the best players on planet Earth. And then you have the surgery, you get baseball taken away from you, and in that time, did you feel like you were refreshed and like you enjoyed the time away from the game, or in that time did you grow to miss it even more?
Oh, I think I grew to miss it even more, dude. Like, I mean, the past couple times throwing, like, I mean, we've been trying to make a game where like every ball in the chest, I can hit right in the chest to my throwing partner, and I've been going full fucking uniform for it and treating it like it's a start day, headphones in, like going through my routine, getting out there almost like with the same mentality, like dropping the same F-bombs I would if I fucking missed a 3-2 slider,
Yeah. I love that. I love it.
Yeah. So it's kind of keeping me more like sane too. Just like, I mean, shit, just competing in general, like stuff I'm doing in the weight room, just competing against myself every day in the weight room. Fucking get on the Peloton. I'm trying to crush every mom in every Peloton class I'm in. So like, see like Cindy, she's 60, she's passing me. I'm like, fuck, like kicking up the resistance.
Straight up, hey, like, can we jump in the trust tree for a minute? That is one of the biggest deterrents for me on that fucking Peloton. Is I'm looking down there and that's what I'm seeing. It's like, Olga, 73, just dominating my life. Like, come
and she's
on.
Sending you a fucking high five. You're like, fuck you.
Yeah,
no,
exactly. I know what that high five is. That's a fuck you, Olga. That is not cool.
Yeah.
Olga.
Yeah, that sucks. What, dude? How tough how tough it is. How tough has it been? Because you got a little taste last year, right? You get on the bump a few times, 4 starts, I think, and now you watch from the sidelines. Now you're watching from the clubhouse bench. You're watching. How tough has it been knowing what kind of impact you make when you're healthy to watch kind of, if we're being honest, the boys right now on the outside kind of looking in?
That's the toughest part. No drawback. I was with a great team with the Indians, and this is I'm not disparaging them at all. It's just, you look at our lineup, it just speaks for itself. And it's like I dreamed about pitching with a lineup 1 through 9 that has potential to drop head on anybody that's on the other opposing team. And I just feel like getting me out there and I feel like I can bring energy to the lineup that would really bolster and help move us forward. And I just already, with the rotation we have, I'm fucking drooling at the chance just to get back out there and just complete this rotation and get us moving.
How often? Like, I'm watching Padres games, but they're one of 9 games on. How often have you been in the dugout?
MLB doesn't allow me in the dugout.
Okay.
Actually.
So then how much Padres baseball are you consuming, like, away, like, now that you're not allowed in the dugout? I didn't even know that. That's fucking stupid.
Yeah, it's like if you're on the 60-day, you're not allowed in the dugout. 10-day DL guys are allowed in the dugout. I don't know. But I don't miss a pitch. Even when I'll do my work sometimes at the stadium, and I live I can watch the game from my balcony at the place I have in San Diego. So I watch every single pitch still try to help out some of the guys if I can, or if they let me bend their ear.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Do you want, like, is there any because you can't, like you said, you can't be there. So how are you, aside from the games that you're kind of creating and forcing yourself to play catch, like, what other ways, because there's only so much competition you can get done physically, how else have you found time to keep yourself busy and distracted? Because there has to be an unplugged sort of moment. Have you found something different that you didn't come across before?
I started getting back into reading more books. I got away from that for a while when I was just kind of, tunnel vision on the baseball field. So I got back into reading and just exploring, other interests outside, such like biology, just getting into genetics and whole genome as itself, and just kind of keying in on my diet through other ways like
that. Have you ever done metabolic typing?
No.
No. Where you go and get blood work done, and you figure out, like, whether you're an ectomorph, mesomorph.
Yeah. No, I haven't. I know what you're talking about. No, I haven't.
Yeah. Like, dude, like, if you're starting down that trail, like biology and talking about genomes, like dabble into that, dude. Like, that'll blow your mind.
Yeah.
That shit will blow your mind. And somebody like you'd end up. It'd be like you going into a lab and turning yourself into Frankenstein.
That's what I've been trying to do this whole time. In the gym and just the research. And dude, cutting out drinking was like a huge, the differences that's made in my everyday life.
Sure.
It's been unbelievable.
Well, dude, yeah. That. You're probably hydrated on a different level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Those cramps, those cramps ain't what they used to be, bud.
Yeah, not just trying to survive the next day. It's like you get attacked every day.
Absolutely. Hey, what the fuck? When are we when's that glove coming out in a lefty mode? In a lefty, I saw. I just talked to you in Oakland here.
Yeah.
The glove is absolute baseball porn.
Yeah. No, it's unbelievable. No, I'm going to talk to him about it. I think the next glove of the month, whenever the next time it's my turn to be glove of the month, that's when they're going to do a drop. That's what I'm assuming.
Nice. What goes into that? How much input did you have in that? Obviously quite a bit, but is there a process that they took you through?
Oh man, I love those guys over at Wilson. I remember it's probably started about 3 years ago when they noticed that I was getting my gloves painted myself. So they brought me into the headquarters of Chicago and sat me down with ASO and all those guys, and we just went over what I think about the customization of the gloves, how much what goes into my thought process. And we started doing different things. And next thing you know, they're putting stamps on the inside of them, doing snake skin, and just let me go to town, put my own tattoo on the outside of it.
That was dope. But I saw that, I was like, stop it.
Yeah, so they literally let me. Ryan over there at Wilson's awesome too. He has a bunch of great ideas, but this last time, just because of COVID, we just did it over Zoom. And no, I mean, he lets me like kind of have the freedom to do whatever I want. We even add in new colors that weren't on their palette already.
Oh, shit.
So they're very, very progressive over there with this stuff.
Yeah, you can tell it's fucking sick.
Yeah, yeah. When you see
Um,
my tie-dye reptilian sunflower glove.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. I love every minute of it.
No one else is
Yeah.
pulling that off. It's insane. This year was a wash. You mentioned the Indians earlier. The trade happens with Cleveland. You head on over to San Diego. I've heard you say nothing but great things about San Diego and you loving it over there. You've got one more year next year. Have the Padres talked to you at all about beyond 2022? Is that somewhere that you could see yourself long term?
Oh man, dude, you show up to San Diego for a week, you can see yourself moving there no matter where you're from.
Yeah.
But no, just even the staff, man. The staff over here is incredible. Like the amount of respect they have for the game and what it takes to be there. It just, it goes a long way with me and a bunch. I mean, I know every other guy, and everybody treats everything with like the value it should be, and they understand what it took and what struggles it took to get there. And I think that alone, like, is what really makes me want to stay here. So I mean, it's all up to AJ and them boys, but I mean, if they want to keep me, I'll gladly stay. Obviously,
Love
I'm
that.
actually buying a home out in San Diego. Either way, it's going to be my second home, regardless if they keep me. So,
So I'm gonna be here if you guys are
Yeah,
interested
I'm
in the
gonna
righty
be-
throwing fuzz with some wipeout
yeah.
shit. You know, I got a
Yeah.
number.
can I still like use the same weight room? How does this work?
Oh, that's
awesome.
great, dude. What have you have you been keeping up with like the Field of Dreams thing and some of the changes that that Uncle Manfred has talked about? Because if I remember correctly, I think you and I are kind of the same ilk when we talk about the double headers and the man on second in extra innings.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't a big fan of that, and I'm on the record now. Like, I feel like I've got two opinions: one former player opinion, now current broadcaster opinion. But there's talks about that obviously going away, the double headers going away. Like, what do you think? What do you think about that? What do you think about the impact that those rules have had on the game up to this point?
I still like the big one for me is the guy in second. I mean, this is what you did in Little League, and that was for a reason. Like, now you're taking away from teams being able to build a bullpen for that very reason, not to get a guy on fucking second base. And so when you just start a guy on second base, you can win a game by having a bunt and a sac fly and not get a hit. Like, that's not baseball in my eyes. This is not true baseball. That's the hard work is getting to second base. That's the hard work is getting in the third with less than 2 outs. Like, and now we're just abandoning that whole part of the game. Is just asinine to me. I don't know. Some players like it though. Yeah.
Well, that's why I say, like, from a broadcaster's perspective, it's instant. Like, okay, all right, we got a guy on second. Like, I call it the Rob Manfred leadoff double, because I can't call him Uncle Manfred on the broadcast. So it's the Rob Manfred leadoff double, and it's instantly like, all right, what's the play here? There's strategy, blah blah blah. But I feel exactly how you feel. Like, we worked too goddamn hard all 9 of these innings here. I want those to matter, and I want those boys down there to matter and have an impact on what we're doing here.
Yeah. And that's what all the pushback is like. Well, both sides get a chance. Well, I mean, I don't want to take away from their bullpen. That's fine. I want us to figure out I want to play chess with this team. We got to beat their bullpen too. It'll be both ways on the other end at the same time. Let's play fucking 27 innings if we have to. That's the beauty of the game, is that we don't have a fucking watch. Like,
let's fucking go.
Yeah, I love it. So I'm curious about, because you mentioned all the physical work that you've been putting in during your time away. Have you kind of, gone down YouTube rabbit holes and started researching like different ways to mentally make yourself better? Are you like, I want to start inventing new, like, you have a lot of downtime to work with. Like, are you looking at different pitch grips? Or, like, what type of stuff are you doing that's not in a physical sense to get better with the time that you've had?
well, I mean, the one big thing that I've been just been on my mind since literally this 2 days after surgery was developing a split finger instead of a changeup.
Okay.
My change has always been kind of like, had one good year my rookie year when I had bad mechanics, which led me to have a good changeup because I was diving forward. But regardless of that, my changeup's always been shit. I've only used it kind of like, throw guys off of the slider curveball trail. So I really want to develop a split. And I've been talking to you about it. And I know he's more than willing to help me out with it once I get back to actually being able to throw off speed. But he even believes there's like mythology behind it that it was actually worse for UCL to throw a split because the way you spread your fingers. But his idea behind it was if I have big enough hands, which I have like fucking bear paws, that it should actually benefit my arm better because I'm not throwing off these two fingers, which would in fact, get your UCL fired up.
Yep.
So I mean, I'll still be able to use my dominant fingers, and it should actually be better for the health and longevity of my career.
Yeah, and I know Yu Darvish is a very talented pitcher, but if you need help with the split,
yeah, you got to understand, Clev, we're talking about a guy right here who was scouted single-handedly on his ability to throw a 1-1 split. So we're not talking about wipeout shit, okay? We're talking about if you need to get to 2 strikes, I've got a pitch grip for you.
Dude, send it my way, please.
Yeah, if you need to miss barrels, I mean, you've got my number.
Yeah.
Have you had any conversations though with your like with the doctors about that? Because that's very interesting. Because I had some similar back and forth in regards to my thoughts and feelings on icing after a game as opposed to flushing my arm, right? And I said I'm good on the ice. I'm all good. Don't need the ice.
You should kill your I'm way against icing. Unless it's swollen, don't put ice on it. Why are you putting ice on it if it's not swollen?
So have they said anything about the split? Has there been a conversation?
I have talked to like our PTs a little bit about it, and they don't really have any pushback against it. They kind of see the reasoning behind it, and I haven't really talked to the doctors or anything about that yet, though. I think he's more concerned with just me being able to throw with comfort.
Yeah, is your shit still attached? Cool.
Yeah. Basically.
Have you been holding out on us? You have a line of sunglasses. What is this?
Yeah, dude.
Bro, my sunglasses literally just got stepped on. They were like $200 sunglasses, so they're cracked. I need new sunglasses, and
yeah, what the fuck? I mean,
I would like to know more about these.
Dude, well, the affordability, especially for me, losing sunglasses like nonstop. And these things are like, you can replace them with $20, $25, get a new pair of these sunglasses. So, I mean, it's a beautiful thing what they're doing for forgetful people with bad short-term memory, which I think we all can agree we have.
100%.
Yeah, hand up. Short-term memory. But I need some new shades, Clem. We got to talk offline, bud. You got to lace your boy.
Yeah. I got you.
100%. You have not, as a Padre, pitched in front of a crowd. Like you haven't. No. So like that is something I'm sure you've had thoughts about that. It is fucking loud there. Like I'm sure you've heard some of the reactions that have been garnered at Petco. Like when you're kind of like sitting there thinking to yourself about making your first start at Petco with fans there, like what kind of runs through your head? Like what are you like envisioning?
I mean, shit. I mean, that's been something I've been thinking about every time I sit on my balcony. Even in the morning when I get up and sit and I just look at the field, I'm just waiting for that day that's still going to be my turn to take the rubber, my day to go to the field. And, I've got some good friends out in San Diego, and just to have them and my family there. I'm actually moving my family out to San Diego. I'm in the process of getting my mom and my grandma out there now. And it's going to be a really special moment for me and my family.
That's awesome. So I believe you probably live in the same building as a good friend of mine. So you've got that shot down into the field.
Oh, I'm in center field. Yeah.
That's breakfast, lunch, and dinner motivation each and every day.
Yeah. That's part of the reason why I got that place.
Yeah.
It's every day I get to go look and just see right into the stadium.
That's, oh God, dude, that good for you, man. That's awesome, because I know how important, like I appreciate the impact of the mental approach and just what those sort of signs are. That's why people decorate their house a certain way and put messages.
Yeah.
Like it's that motivation each and every day. And like, there's no better way to hang motivation on your fucking mirror than
you have to fucking look at it every day you wake up. Yeah.
God,
every fucking day I wake up. Yeah.
That is awesome. Well, what are we doing away from the field? Because now that you're gonna have mom and grandma, you're gonna have the whole fam bam out there. What have you been doing away from the field? Like we got a longboard, we a long guy, we a shorty guy. You out there fishing? Like, what are we doing?
No, dude, I'm actually yeah, I'm about to, well, I gotta wait one more week and I can get back on the surfboard and
Then
get
you
back
can
to
paddle?
fishing. So yeah, I'm dying to get back out there. But especially since I've been surfing those tiny East Coast waves, so I'm excited to see this West Coast
Oh, some
style. But
fucking
also
barrels out here, bro.
oh man, insane! Especially the dude Black's Beach, which is a nude beach, but it's also the best waves I've seen around San Diego, which is really funny.
Oh, you
But no,
catch a
and we
ton
got
of big barrels.
like my PT at the field, Scott Hacker. He's the man, but he also is really big into spear fishing. So he's gonna get me out there spear fishing, and that's what I'm probably most excited to learn. I've always been a fisherman. It's all I've been doing, and especially during COVID, that's all I did every single day was take my boat out. But never spear fish. So that's the next step.
Wild ride. It's a dude like you. I felt like I became part of the food chain. Like the minute that I would fucking stick a parrot or so, boom, and now I was like, all right, like he's on my food chain, but now that there's blood in the water, I'm now on somebody else's food chain, and this is like it is a very uncomfortable feeling, Clem. Like I love the shit out of it, but I'm a huge pussy when it comes to
no, yeah, no. I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna be scared. I'm gonna be scared shitless until I get used to it. But I'm stoked. I'm stoked to try it. Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be a good time, dude.
So you came from the Indians like pitching factory, which everybody raves about, and they've produced, excellent starter after excellent starter. And I know that you haven't had a ton of time around like, what the Padres would be doing over there, but what have been the biggest differences between how the Indians handle their pitchers versus how the Padres handle their pitchers?
I mean, in the big leagues, it's I mean, it's maybe even a little more hands-on at the time in the big leagues, like what we're doing over here at the Padres. I mean, it's more about the minor league development and more about what they're doing. And I remember when I was with the Indians, I don't know about the Padres minor league side as much, but I mean, with the Indians, there was a lot of, progressive stuff, like not just doing the cookie cutter. What works for him is going to work for you. It wasn't like, hey, this worked for Corey Kluber, so everyone's going to fucking do this type of stuff. It was really tailored to what your needs were, like what your, mechanical deficiencies were, and like stuff that me and Ruben Niebla, I talk about this all the time. That man, I think, helped save my career and helped at least get that going and on its feet again. Just really trying stuff that we were inventing, trying new stuff, new drills, whether it's like holding onto a fence, putting the fucking belt around before they had all these different devices. We were trying shit like that, even him just holding my belt loop and ducking down to like while I'm throwing bullpens, stuff like that. But I think the biggest factor though is just having a bunch of guys that are fucking solid, that know routines, know what they're doing. As far as the big league level, that is what changes the whole culture. And that's like when I first came over here, I remember talking to AJ for a while about it, like what I thought the differences were. And it's really not necessarily the coaching. It's about what kind of talent you have in front of them. Because it's almost like if you're the fucking guy when you're, stay at a C-level talent of yourself or a B-level talent or your ceiling, you're the fucking guy. Like, you're like, what? Well, how much better? I mean, I'm the best guy around here. So the more you put guys in place that are going to make you push and get better, that I think that's the key to the culture building in the clubhouse.
Yeah, there's no complacency, and it does feel
No,
like
you can't. You don't like I didn't have time to be complacent. I had Corey Kluber, Carlos Carrasco, Trevor Bauer, Josh Tomlin, a veteran. Like, hey, man, these dudes, like Cy Young caliber dudes. I was like, dude, hey, don't fuck up. And we don't care if you, like, if I go out there and punch 10 tickets, it was like, yeah, cool, dude. We do this every day. This is what we do every day.
Right.
So then I was like, oh, fuck, I really need to figure this out. I'm going to be back there in Columbus, Ohio, fucking eating cheeseburgers, bro. I was like, can't go back to that.
Yeah.
Get your family out of the Best Western, Clev. Get them out of there.
Does it motivate you knowing that you kind of came from the same coaching tree, pitching factory as two dudes that just took home Cy Young awards last year?
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I mean, that's like, I'll look at that rotation all the time and think about how special it was, and almost like, not that we really took it for granted, like we knew we were the shit, but damn, we really would have known what we had at the time and just try to really get, more guys built around us. It would have been a really, really special time for Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what as you continue to progress and you're going to be a bigger part of what is going on. What is the goal for you when you get back, non-health related? Because and the reason I'm firing that at you is because I know how important health is, and there's things that we try to look past. That's one of them, but we never really want to. So in a perfect world where everything's going great, because it will, because you put that work in, what does Mike Clevinger need to do to not have himself, you're not going there, but not have himself even mentally back in Columbus, Ohio, or the alternative in San Diego? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, dude, I want to go out there and give these guys a chance to win every single night. I want to give them the stability in the rotation that, every fifth day that you're gonna have a chance to fucking beat somebody. And I think that goes a long way, especially with a team as hungry as the Padres are, and with the years we have on lock with a bunch of really, really talented players.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing that you could give them is just some stability and, dude, fucking win a ring. That's the whole point. That's the whole purpose, is just to pitch in those playoff games. I feel like I've said this a million times, and that's why I even went out there last postseason with a torn UCL and still try to throw. Like, this is why you pitch. Like, I don't give a fuck if I have a 2 ERA for a whole season and we have 100 losses. That shit sucks. It sucks going to the field not knowing you're gonna win. Like, I only had a very brief stint of feeling like that, and there's a few games that didn't matter in the end of one of the seasons with the Indians, and I never want to feel that feeling ever again, let alone for a full season. And it's all about that fucking skydive rush when you get to the postseason and you're going out there for the warm-ups, and then you have the postseason patches on. Like, I mean, it's a different smell in the air. It's a different feeling. Like, I mean, it makes my hair stand up right now, thinking about it.
Love it. Well, we know you got shit to do. You're up on Camelback
I got
right now.
Fucking killer hike back down. But thanks for the breather though, boys.
Anytime. Hey, that's what we're here for. Next time you get back up there, just hit us up. We can just do like a little Camelback check-in.
Yeah, I'll do like a trio meditation.
There you go. Done deal.
Do it. I'm getting ready to meditate right now.
Yeah.
All right. I'll see you, boys.
All right, Clev. Thanks,
Can't
brother.
wait to see you back out there later.
Big
thanks to Clev for coming back 3 times, starting 9 guests. That's an elusive club as well. I feel like
correspondent status.
Yeah, there's not a ton of guys who are 3-timers. But
speaking of elusive club, Gerrit.
Yeah, what's that?
Our guy, McKenzie, Triston McKenzie, sliced and diced.
Yeah, he did.
The Kitties, Detroit Tigers, got absolutely striped by Triston McKenzie. 11 punchies. Boy was rolling out a perfecto, Carrabis. And I was calling the A's game during this, and this is how great our crew is at NBC. Obviously they put me on notice. They know I love McKenzie, and brought out the iPad, threw it up, and I'm watching him. And, I mean, we're talking about it on the A's broadcast. He's got Miguel Cabrera hunting number 500. Not an easy thing to do to maintain focus, especially when you're spinning a gem like that, and also be able to internalize and compartmentalize the emotion going in to not letting Miggy pump your ass for number 500. Like, God. Oh. It was so good to watch. He was fucking filthy. Absolutely filthy. I think he punched Miggy out twice. Blew him away the last day. I mean, it was poetic to watch.
He's one of those guys that you love seeing succeed.
Oh, my God. I fucking love this kid. And I love him because he knows how much there is to learn about this craft. He knows how much there is to learn about this game. And he is excited to be on the journey. And it's exciting to watch him continue to get better.
He is, I wish I think we do actually on the Starting 9 YouTube, but I think it's more full videos than clips. He came on some of the streams for the playoffs, and it was really interesting to pick his brain in that setting versus your standard interview, because we're watching and reacting things and picking his brain about things that he's just witnessing live. So it was an interesting dynamic if you want to go back and find those. I mean, they're fucking 8 hours long. Good luck actually finding it, but they're on the Starting 9 YouTube channel. Dr. Sheffield's certified natural toothpaste is the official toothpaste of the Boston Red Sox. Dr. Sheffield's tastes great. Removes stains and whitens your teeth naturally. It doesn't contain anything artificial or anything other than bad stuff, or anything other bad stuff many other toothpastes have. I didn't know that other toothpastes had bad stuff. That's why I'm glad that I switched to Dr. Sheffield.
Tighten it up.
You knew that the other toothpaste had bad stuff in it?
I mean, we don't need to get into the fluoridation of America, but go ahead.
Yeah, that is true. Like our parents' generation, they were just straight up getting cavities every 2 seconds because the tap water. With Dr. Sheffield's, you don't need to sacrifice taste and effectiveness to use a toothpaste that has natural ingredients. It comes in 9 different flavors, including extra whitening, cinnamon, and chocolate. Available at Amazon, CVS, Walgreens, Rite Aid, and other fine retailers. Here's the deal, though. If you add Dr. Sheffield's to your oral hygiene routine today, you can just go to drsheffieldsnaturals.com/starting9, get yourself 20% off. That is drsheffieldsnaturals.com/starting9. Save yourself 20%. Super easy. Play a little pepper before we get out of here because Dallas has a Major League Baseball game. Who are the A's playing?
The Chicago White Sox.
Ooh, the struggling Chicago White Sox.
Each team enters today with the same exact record, having won 8 out of their last 10. So?
Wait, the White Sox have won 8 out of their last 10?
No, I think I believe so. No?
I'm just guessing because they just lost the series to the Yankees. I didn't think that they.
Oh, where did I see?
White Sox are 5-5 in their last 10.
Oh, I don't know what I was looking at that saw that.
Anyways, I was surprised at I'm not one of those dudes that's going to look at a sample as big as 6 games and say that this is a fraud team. I mean, the Chicago White Sox have a plus 126 run differential, but losing 5 of 6 to the Yankees. It's just not what a lot of people probably expected.
No, losing 5 of 6 to the Yankees. And speaking of losing 5 of 6 to the Yankees get Gerrit Cole back today.
Yeah. Do you think that that's actually going to make them worse?
Wow. I expected that from you.
Well, I mean, it's an honest question.
It's
an honest question because I was looking at the numbers.
They're better without Gerrit Cole, huh?
Well, through his first 11 starts this year, Gerrit Cole had a 1.78 ERA through his first 11 starts.
Okay.
His next 10, which would be June 3rd until present, 4.68.
It's all right. It's just slightly above quality. 4.6. Remember, 4.5 get you quality.
Yep.
Right?
4.68. The Yankees are 4-6 in those starts. Yeah, that's definitely not what you want. No. So I mean, I feel like it's an honest question. Are the Yankees better without Gerrit Cole? Would they be better off if he signed with the Angels?
I'm not ready. I'm not ready, Jared, to tell you that the Yankees are going to be better off without Gerrit Cole.
Well, I mean, they have a losing record with him in those 10 starts.
Climb that hill and defend that.
They actually, you know what, Dallas?
What?
They have a losing record this season when Gerrit Cole pitches.
That's what I just said.
10 and 11.
That's what I just said.
Yeah, when Gerrit Cole takes the mound, the Yankees are losers. You can't even say that that's me being a honk because
no, those are the numbers.
Those are facts. Those are the numbers.
They are a losing ball club when Gerrit Cole pitches.
When Gerrit Cole pitches for the Yankees, they lose more than they win.
Yeah, I'm just not prepared to tell you that the Yankees are going to be better off without Gerrit Cole.
That's interesting that you say that, though, because there's really only one way that the cookie crumbles here, and it's crumbling in the way that would tell you that they're better without him.
They have performed slightly. They have slightly underperformed when Gerrit Cole takes the mound for them.
Like, can we talk about Jamison Taillon, like a pitcher that actually contributes?
Wow. Maybe at another time.
All right. But before you talk about Gerrit Cole coming back, I just want to say Jamison Taillon, over his last 8 starts, in which the Yankees are 7-1. He's got a 1.68. A 1.68. 43 strikeouts and 48 1/3 innings. He's given up 9 earnies. That's it. The Yankees are 7-1 in his last 8 starts. Opponents hitting a measly 202 with a 589 OPS. He's the guy. You want to talk about former Pittsburgh Pirate farmhands that come to the Yankees to do something and contribute and bring something to the table? That conversation begins and ends with Jameson Taillon.
What's worked out?
Yeah.
You know what's not working out is Joe Ross and his UCL.
Yeah, that's tough.
Don't like to see that, strictly because the Ross brothers are a couple favorites of mine. His brother Tyson, a good homie of mine, former teammate of mine. But Joe, I've always had a special place in my heart for, just because, one, I like to tell Tyson that he's the second best athlete between the two brothers. And it's unfortunate because he's the one that's 7'9" and yada, yada, yada. But watching Joe just go to work on the mound has always been a treat for me. So it sucks that this happens. It's obviously going to be a while. But at this point, all you can do is wish him the best. I know it sucks, man. There's really nothing else to say about it.
Yep. Sucks.
Pretty simple.
Yep.
Adam Eaton, designated. Matter for you?
Nope.
How about this? Cubs, Arrieta, gone. But
this also does nothing for me, by the way.
The breaking news earlier
Yeah.
was that Jake Arrieta has now signed with the San Diego Padres.
Okay.
Why doesn't that do anything for you?
Because he's not good anymore.
You don't know that to be the case just yet as a San Diego Padre. He's undefeated as a San Diego Padre, Jared.
Correct. Jake Arrieta, first of all, he's made 4 starts since July 6th. And I know that the record doesn't really mean anything. Like, the Cubs lost all of those games, but they've lost a lot of games. They've actually, I didn't really want to get into this too much, but they are now in the middle of their second 11-game losing streak of the season.
Yeah. That is.
So,
dude,
saying that you lost 4 out of 4 starts with the Cubs it's not always indicative of you and your personal performance. But these numbers, Dallas,
we don't need to get into the numbers. We're here to talk about
they're
new face
staggering.
and a new place.
They are, Dallas.
What?
These are staggering numbers. 4 starts.
Uh-huh.
What do you think opponents are hitting against Jake Arrieta in those 4 starts?
I'm going to say 340.
Up.
380.
Higher.
392.
Higher.
399.
Higher.
Oh, no. 410.
Higher.
420?
Higher.
No, God. I don't want to do 450.
Higher.
No, Carrabis, no. He has a family. 480?
Higher.
No, what? 499?
493. Opponents are hitting 493 with a
He's a strike thrower.
527 on
He's a
base.
strike thrower, and that's his fault.
And an
He's a
821 slug. In those 4 starts,
Sometimes you're just guilty of throwing too many strikes, Jared.
4 starts, he's pitched 13 2/3 innings, given up 33 hits, 21 earned runs, walked 5, and
They gotta
given
move the
up
fences back.
5 bombs and
They
hit
gotta
a
put
guy.
They're going to put a dome over that place.
I
The weather,
mean,
I'm tired of it.
Jesus Christ.
That's enough. That's enough.
That's horrible.
That's enough Jake Arrieta slander here.
I like Jake Arrieta.
I don't think you do, and it's showing
I
that
do.
you don't.
I do like him.
It's becoming blatantly obvious that you are not
From
a fan.
all the stories that Big Cat has told me from the heyday with the Cubs and just loving and appreciating what he did for that organization as an Orioles cast-off, and I think he's like super cool with like Carl. I know that like back in the day, like Carl wrote like a blog kind of breaking down his mechanical changes and how he transformed himself into an ace pitcher, and I'm pretty sure Jake interacted with it on Twitter. I'm a fan. I just don't see how, at this stage of his career, how he makes the Padres better.
Hey,
I
you
don't
felt that
see
way about Pablo Sandoval too.
and he didn't. The Braves didn't take off until they got rid of him.
And Pablo,
That's a fact.
Pablo held water for him for a long time, Jared.
The Braves didn't take off and have a winning record or take hold of first place until they got rid of Pablo Sandoval. That's a
Fair
fact.
to say that Pablo was a part of the journey, though.
Fair to say that this news sucks. Jesse Winker on the injured list with a back strain.
Oh, that's what you get from trying to swing baseball bats with Jared Carrabis trying to deep throat you at the same time.
Yeah, that sucks.
Tough to do. He's trying to hit homers and get this guy off me so I can hit homers. Get this guy off me so I. Low back problem. That does suck. That absolutely sucks.
Definitely sucks. Yeah, not great.
How about Jonathan India?
Rookie of the year.
We just give it to him now, right?
Yes. Well, Trevor
No.
Rogers,
No, I
Patrick Wisdom in the conversation. I mean, I'm not going to give it.
I think Patty Wise is in the combo. I'd love for T-Raj to be in that combo.
He is. He's definitely. I mean, like, you could make the case that he, not the favorite, but like it's 1A and 1B between those two guys, India and Rogers.
Well, that's where I'm going, simply because
You're going Rogers.
he's the man on the mound.
So you have no objectivity, is what you're saying.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm here for the guys on the mound.
Yeah.
Fuck these fucking cavemen swinging their dinosaur femurs. I don't
I mean,
care.
as far as position players go, no one in either league is in the same conversation as Jonathan India. It's just really going to come down to India versus Rogers. Like, the next best rookie in the National League is Patrick Wisdom, who Jonathan India has essentially doubled up on wins above replacement.
Yeah. I mean, and what's India's wins above replacement right now?
3.2. Next best is Randy Arozarena, 2.3. So no one in
Hold
the
on. So
league is even close.
so
Patrick Wisdom is 1.7.
I've got to have T-Raj, though, up there. He's got to be equal to
I
India
bet
or
you-
very close, if not even better.
Yeah, I would, without looking, I would say he's probably better.
I mean, I don't know how much better. I think that's why I said I think he's probably close. How many innings does he have? He's got 100 innings, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Jake Arrieta being penciled in for Wednesday per John Heyman.
Jesus Christ.
Jared.
Yeah, what's up?
You have the balls?
Oh, no.
Do you have the balls? Who's Jake Arrieta pitching against on Wednesday? Figure that out.
On Wednesday, it'll be the Rockies in
Do you have-
Colorado. Oh,
In
no.
Okay. Well, then maybe you will have the balls.
Oh, no.
Hold on. Do you have the balls to say that the Padres are going to win the debut outing of Jake Arrieta?
No chance.
Wow. No
No
chance.
I mean, if they do,
Fade the Rocket on Wednesday. Fade the Rocket.
if they win, it's certainly not because he pitched well.
I didn't ask you that. What I
Yeah.
asked you was if the Padres
I
win
could see the
major-
Padres winning an old-fashioned like 9-7 ball game in Denver for sure.
So then they do win the debut of Jake Arrieta.
I would like to think that old Jace Tingler is going to have a real quick hook. Because, I mean, if he doesn't have it, you're going to know pretty quick, right? Like, that's not something that slowly develops these days with Jake.
Well, it's Colorado. I mean, those other boys will let you know just how well you're doing.
Yeah. All right. You know what, Dallas? I do have the balls to say that the Padres still win the game, but that Jake Arrieta goes like an inning and 2/3 with like 5 earned runs.
That's disrespect. We didn't need that.
I didn't want to say it. He's just been that bad. I'm sorry. I wish he was better, but we gotta call it like it is.
The disrespect is very real. All right. Well, Snake, go get him. I'm pulling for you.
I am
Even if
too.
Gerrit's not.
I am pulling for him.
Even if Gerrit wants you to not record a single out in your San Diego Padre debut.
I got him going an inning and 2/3.
I'm here for you.
Yeah.
Let it be known.
Sure. Go Jake.
Wee-yow!